Okay, this video is going to recap the live English 1 sessions with Ms. Miller from Tuesday, September 1st and Wednesday, September 2nd. So if you weren't in class, you should be watching this to see what we went over. I gave students time to open up their weekly journal in order to make sure that they understood how to open the prompts, which is a link on the first slide of the weekly journal. I also explained that the weekly journal should be turned in every week. I will return it to you, and then you will resubmit it the following week. I'll change the topic, so it will always be at the top of the classwork tab in your Google Classroom. I went over a few announcements. So some of the mean ones that I went over are that assignments that are turned in blank will get zeros. Plus, if they're turned in blank, they not only get a 0, but they cannot be made up. So if you turn in an assignment that you worked really, really hard on and it turns out that it's all wrong, you can totally redo it. That's not a problem. But if you press that turn in button and it was blank, you get a 0 permanently and it cannot be made up. Before the live class, you must watch the weekly video and take the quiz. It is very important that you do this before the live class because we will be practicing stuff that you were supposed to have learned and the content that was in the weekly video. So you must watch that weekly video before the live class. In the second live class, which if you have me on Tuesday and Thursday, you will have a second live class this week. If you have me on Wednesdays and Fridays, you will not. You should be prepared for the class by trying to do the assignments and coming to class with questions. Finally, we went over a couple of common mistakes that are in the digital scavenger hunt. These were common mistakes that students made. So highlighting was a common mistake and changing the font color was a common mistake, as well as commenting on the document. So what we went over was, you see personality here, this word at the top. Personality is changing the font color. I'm changing the font color from black to green. Whereas highlighting, you're leaving the font black and you are putting you're coloring over in order to draw attention to it. We're going to use this a whole lot to annotate and take notes on texts. The other thing that I pointed out was commenting. Many students just commented at the bottom of the document on the digital scavenger hunt, when actually I wanted you to use this plus key here and put a comment on the side. This is super useful, and when I ask you to comment on a document, this is what I mean. All right, some other nice announcements. I went over some of the cute drawings on the digital scavenger hunt, and also be on the lookout for a survey about whether or not you want your video posted to Google Classroom for others to see. So these are some of the things that we went over. And then we practice restating these questions. So should high school sports continue to practice this fall? We restated that as high school sports should or shouldn't continue to practice this fall. What is your opinion of the Harry Potter books? We restated that as my opinion of the Harry Potter books is. And then we restated the last one, what is the best restaurant in Louisville? The best restaurant in Louisville is. So we practiced with that. We shared out from our journals, which you should start to work to complete. And that was it. And then I answered a few questions and we had a little bit of a class discussion. That is it. That's what you missed. Try to come to class next time. Thanks.